Hey everyone, and welcome back to Simple Mind Space. Today we're diving deep into the lessons learned in my 20s, a whirlwind decade of growth, success, and some hard-hitting realizations. If you're in your 20s right now, trust me, this one's for you. Let's be real. Most people don't truly understand what matters in life until they actually get everything they thought they wanted. That dream job? You might realize it's not all it's cracked up to be. The perfect partner? You might discover you're not as compatible as you thought. The big house, the fancy car, they might leave you feeling emptier than you ever imagined. See, I became a millionaire when I was 26. I'm 30 now, and my net worth is in the multiple millions. On paper, I'm financially free, and I can honestly say it's because I prioritized building different types of assets in a very specific order. So many young people get caught up in the race for financial capital, thinking that saving and investing in their 20s is the only key to wealth. And while it's definitely important, it's not the whole picture, especially if you don't come from a wealthy background. You need leverage, and that comes from building other forms of capital first. First and foremost, focus on your intellectual capital. Every dollar and every minute you invest in yourself, in your skills, and in expanding your knowledge is priceless. When I was 16, I stumbled upon a book that changed my life, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It opened my eyes to the power of communication and relationships, and it opened doors I never thought possible. Read everything you can get your hands on: books, blogs, listen to podcasts, devour YouTube videos. When you have a bit of money to spare, invest in courses or find mentors who can accelerate your learning. The goal is to become so incredibly valuable to the marketplace that opportunities start coming to you. And that's where social capital comes in. Building a strong network is crucial, and it's much easier when you have something valuable to offer. For me, it was sharing my knowledge and helping others through mentoring. Eventually, I started my YouTube channel, further solidifying my social capital. Remember, you don't have to be a YouTuber to build this. Go above and beyond at your job, help your colleagues, and people will take notice. A strong network opens doors to opportunities you wouldn't believe. Now, if you're thinking about building a business or tackling a big project, you need human capital. This means assembling a team of talented people who believe in your vision. Having a strong social network makes this so much easier. People will be drawn to your passion and expertise, making recruitment more about attracting talent than chasing it. When you've prioritized intellectual, social, and human capital, financial capital becomes almost like a byproduct. You're so much further ahead than your peers with a much larger foundation to build upon. That's when you can start making truly life-changing money. Here's the second piece of advice, and it might seem counterintuitive, but trust me on this. Work hard to get everything you think you want as soon as you can. Why? Because the sooner you get it, the sooner you'll realize that most of it doesn't actually matter. There's this quote from Naval Ravikant that always stuck with me. We have two lives. The second begins when we realize we only have one. I chased all the material things, the house, the cars, the designer bags, but it wasn't until I had them that I understood how little they truly fulfilled me. I'm so grateful I had this realization in my 20s. Now, entering my 30s, I have the freedom to pursue what truly matters, spending time with loved ones, pursuing passions, and making a difference. If you want to reach a place of peace and fulfillment, sometimes you have to go through the fire to come out the other side. Work hard, achieve those goals, and you might just discover that true happiness lies elsewhere. Now, let's talk about something crucial: projections. Everything we put out into the world, everything we say and do, is a reflection of our own beliefs, experiences, and even our traumas. What's true for me might not be true for you, and that's okay. I used to take everything so personally, constantly questioning myself based on other people's opinions. But here's the thing. Their feedback, their criticisms, are often more about them than they are about you. Don't internalize everything. Learn to discern what's truly constructive and let go of the rest. You get to decide what resonates with you and what doesn't. Your self-worth is not dependent on external validation. Speaking of external validation, let's talk about idolization. I used to put people, opportunities, even material possessions on a pedestal. I'd bend over backwards, devaluing myself in the process, just to attain them. Here's the truth. You can admire someone, you can be grateful for an opportunity, without shrinking yourself or giving away your power. When you stop idolizing external things, you reclaim your power and create space for inner peace. Let's talk about self-doubt. It's perfectly normal, even healthy, to critique your work. It's how we grow and improve. But here's the crucial distinction. You can doubt your work without doubting yourself. Never question your inherent value as a human being. Don't tie your self-worth to your productivity or your accomplishments. It's a dangerous path that leads to self-sabotage, anxiety, and unnecessary suffering. Separate your identity from your work, and you'll find so much more peace and freedom. Remember that feeling of excitement, that spark you get when you have a new idea or you think about pursuing a new passion? Don't let it fade. Act on it. We often overthink, analyze, and doubt ourselves into inaction. We let those golden opportunities slip away because we're too afraid to take the leap. As I enter my 30s, I'm making a commitment to myself to act on those sparks of inspiration, to embrace the adventure, and to never let fear be the deciding factor. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It'll never come. Do it scared, do it messy, but do it. You'll learn and grow so much more from action than you ever will from hesitation. And speaking of taking action, let's talk about risks. Your 20s are the perfect time to take calculated risks. You have time on your side. The biggest risk I took was quitting my well-paying corporate job to pursue my YouTube channel. It was a gamble that paid off, but even if it hadn't, I had the time and the resilience to bounce back. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're often our greatest teachers. Embrace the unknown, experiment, and see where life takes you. You might surprise yourself with what you're capable of. Now, when it comes to developing your skill set, remember this. Go deep, not wide. It's okay to explore different interests, especially in your early 20s. But once you find something you're naturally drawn to, something you excel at, that's your signal to go all in. Invest the time and effort to become the best in your field. The world needs more A++ players, individuals who are so incredibly skilled and passionate that they stand out from the crowd. In my case, it was video creation. I loved it from a young age, and even though no one, including myself, thought it could be a viable career path, I kept at it. That passion, that dedication, became my competitive advantage. So what lights you up? What are you naturally good at? Don't dismiss it as just a hobby. Nurture it, develop it, and watch as opportunities present themselves in ways you never imagined. Embrace the uncertainty, because being lost is part of the journey. I used to be terrified of feeling lost, but now I realize it's simply a period of transition, a chance to shed old versions of ourselves and step into who we're meant to be. Instead of resisting the discomfort, embrace it. It's a sign that you're growing, evolving, and making space for something new and exciting to emerge. Trust the process, be kind to yourself, and allow yourself to be guided by curiosity. One thing I wish I'd paid more attention to in my 20s is politics. I grew up pretty oblivious to it all, not realizing how deeply it impacts our lives. It wasn't until recently, when I began to understand my rights and how political decisions directly affected my life, my business, and my future, that I realized its importance. Don't wait until it's too late. Educate yourself, stay informed, and use your voice to shape the world you want to live in. Here's something else that might surprise you. Your values will change. What you prioritize in your early 20s might not be what matters most to you in your late 20s. And that's perfectly okay. I went through a period of intense confusion and inner turmoil when my external environment no longer aligned with my evolving values. I was still chasing goals that no longer resonated with me, trying to please a past version of myself. The sooner you can acknowledge and honor these shifts in values, the sooner you can make decisions that truly align with who you are becoming. Don't be afraid to make changes, even if they seem radical. Your future self will thank you. As you embark on your personal growth journey, remember this. Don't leave your friends behind. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you're better than others just because you're on a different path. But true growth involves lifting others up, not pushing them down. Share your knowledge, be a source of support, and celebrate their wins as your own. Not everyone will be on the same timeline, and that's okay. Meet people where they're at, offer a helping hand, and focus on connection over judgment. Finally, make time for family. Ask questions, listen to their stories, and cherish the moments you have together. Life is unpredictable, and tomorrow is never guaranteed. I regret not asking my grandmother more questions about her life, her experiences, and the wisdom she carried within her. Don't wait for a special occasion. Pick up the phone, schedule a visit, and let your loved ones know how much they mean to you. You'll create lasting memories and gain a deeper understanding of your own roots in the process. So there you have it, the lessons I learned, sometimes the hard way, in my 20s. It's a time for exploration, growth, and occasionally some epic stumbles along the way. Embrace the journey, stay true to yourself, and never stop learning. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Simple Mind Space for more empowering content. And remember, you have the power to create an extraordinary life. Go out there and make it happen. Until next time, take care.